Hello, Jim Franco. It's great to see you, and I'm glad you're with us today. How are you doing?
I am doing fantastic. And Scott, thank you very much for this opportunity to talk about this automotive aftermarket, which I've loved for 60 years plus.
That's awesome, Jim. I know you and I have been in the industry almost the same amount of time, so I know we have a fondness for the aftermarket, and it's just great to be with you. I thought today, let's just bite off the biggest challenge in the aftermarket today. It always has been the biggest challenge, and I think it still is the biggest challenge, and that's the subject of returns and cores. And I know you can sympathize with it. You've been in the service station business. Let's talk a little bit about your product, which you are just bringing out, which is called eReturns. Jim, can you tell us a little bit about it?
Well, let's start with the reasoning behind it. And you're right, I've been in this business for a long, long time. And I remember when my drivers had a little tablet with a carbon piece of paper in the glove box. Okay. And when they would deliver something, and the installer, service center would say, "Here, would you take these cores or these returns back?" They would take that out of the glove box and they would by hand write down the date, the customer, and what he's bringing back, give him a copy of that, and then bring the cores back. And the controversy and the inconvenience of having almost no paperwork at all, but it gets lost, the cores, and when it got returned, where's my credit? Was it a core? Was it a defect? And all that stuff has been a inconvenience to the parts distributor for as many years as I can remember in this industry. What a pain in the neck. And the customer also wants to see their core, the return on their statement ASAP. So with that in mind, I said, what can we do with technology? And by the way, as we were talking earlier, I got to talk a little bit about how blessed and fortunate I've been to be in business in the late 50s, early 60s, and where there was no electronics, no electronics whatsoever. And to have been through this last 65 years and seeing what's happened with technology, it's just amazing. So here, at my delicate age of 39 years old, uh, I'm finding that with using this beautiful thing called technology, and most important, the internet, which there's still a lot of people afraid of it, but I've embraced it wholeheartedly. All I decided to do, and believe me, most of the products we're going to be talking about, we grew, we bore. We didn't buy something off the shelf and tweak it. Something out there is a freeware, whatever. We just take out the blank piece of paper and write up the fancy word called the FSD. That's a functional spec, and then go from there. So I had the idea, and I said, you know what? Why don't we create a portal in the sky, in cloud-based, and allow both the installer and the distributor to see what's going on with the cores? Meaning that whether it's a driver with his handheld, that all of them have them today, they can actually go on the handheld because this thing is goes on any device, and then go on that handheld and bring up this portal and type in the line code, the part number, and the reasoning. And then the shop owner has access to that, and he can see it right on the screen. There's no reason to give him a piece of paper. It's already on the portal, and he shows him where it's at. Now, on the distributor side, what has to happen, we cannot give a person instant credit because there's too much involved in making sure that is a core in this box, not a new piece of merchandise. We've got to make sure that core doesn't have a broken nose or disassembled. Those are chargebacks. We've got to make sure new merchandise is new merchandise in a box, presentable, etc. And another biggie is we also got to know that it came from that particular installer, because we all sell about the same products. A Gates belt is sold by all the guys out there. How do we know where it really came from? So in this portal, when the merchandise comes back, it's already on the portal. You can see it, and they go ahead and inspect it. Then when they write a credit, because that's got to be written on the management system. So the unique about this product also, it is not system. You can have any kind of system or no system at all and run this product.
So it's system agnostic.
There's the perfect word, system agnostic. You don't have to have a system. But now I've added a twist to it, and I'll get to that in a second. So now the merchandise, the cores and defectors come back to the distributor. He does inspection. Then he goes to his computer system and writes up a credit. And whether he emails it to him or sends it with the driver, however he gets that piece of paper to him, or at all, or online, then he goes to the portal and go ahead and puts in the status, which has been the credit's been done, et cetera, et cetera. But it was a great idea. But when in Apex, we were first unveiling this and letting some of our good customers know about it, they said, well, Jim, it'd be nice if you could verify it. So if something came back to us that he didn't buy from us, we have to now send it back to him so he can send it back to the supplier he got it from. It sure be nice if you could verify it. I go, you know what? We have a phenomenal product called EOffice. And EOffice grabs every single invoice as soon as it's printed on any system out there to one portal called eOffice. And in there has every single part the guy bought, the date, the time, the invoice number. So now on our version 2, guess what happens? As soon as they put that stuff up in there, it instantly goes into eOffice and sees the time, the date, the price, and the invoice number, and populates my portal with that. Now, the distributor can go ahead and do the credit, and he has all the information because that came out of his computer system. Because eOffice is not agnostic. eOffice will work on any system out there. As long as we can get those invoices up, whether it's instantly real time or at the end of the day. So whether you got an Epicor product or a MAM or whatever, eOffice works just fine. So now we verify those parts before we take them in, so we don't have to send them back to the customer. So we already have 275 stores using this, and I just announced it in November at the Apex show. So it's a big hit because everybody says there's got to be a better way, and this is a better way.
You know, that's incredible, Jim, because I remember the days so well. I would pick those cores or returns up, and I'd bring them back to the store, and if it was a core, I was supposed to write the invoice number on it, on the box, but maybe I did, maybe I didn't. And you know what you did with that box? You threw it in the core pile. And nobody did any reconciliation on either side for 30, 60, 90 days. And that was tying up the parts money, and it was tying up the repairer's money. So this is an incredible way to free up cash on both sides and make the process more trackable. That's absolutely incredible, Jim.
Thank you. We're pretty darn proud of it.
On the distributor side or on the parts sales side, is there a paper trail for them so that if somebody calls in and says, hey, where is my credit for this return? Is it available to them pretty easily?
Well, number one, we're trying our very, very best to not have any paper whatsoever. Right? I mean,
right.
Let's face reality. So is there a trail? Absolutely. Because number one, it's in the portal and everybody can see that. Number two, it's in eOffice and it's in your computer system. So it's in 3 places in theory, right?
So real time, anybody in the chain can see where it all is and what's going on with it.
Thank you. Real time.
Awesome. That is awesome.
Real time. So the 2 questions you asked me, can the installer see it and can the distributor see it? Absolutely. And at the same time, because the internet's a magical thing, you know, it's one to many and many to one. And I've fell in love with it when it first came out. In fact, a little short story. I've been blessed by being, the Lord gave me creative thoughts and vision and all those stuff that I've been blessed with. So when the internet first came out, I went to my guys and go, wait a minute. This is not a modem. A modem does it's got one line between the customer and me. The internet, you've got thousands of people and many to one, bottom line. So I said, let's use the thing. They said, Jim, no, it's too slow. It's too expensive. It won't work for what you want to do. In the beginning, that's how early I was wanting to use the internet for the automotive aftermarket and my technology company. So it took a while for it to catch up, but where it is today is just wow, just wow. So that's helped develop this product, right? I mean, the technology alone has been the big thing behind this product, and I just had enough imagination to say, why don't we utilize this? So we got many to one, don't we? So that one portal can be seen by many people.
That's remarkable, Jim, and it's certainly going to be a game changer for the parts industry. So I wish you the best of luck of that. And I think this is episode 2 here that we've just done, and I think it went very well.
Thank you very much. I appreciate the questions, and I really appreciate you putting it out to the audience so they can obtain this wonderful product.
Glad to do it, Jim. We'll see you on the next episode.
Thank you. Have a blessed day.